shut their plans down, buddy. We can shut them down. You know I know this game, Alex. You know I understand sleaze better than anybody. Bill Clinton used to call me the master of sleaze. I know how to play dirt ball.
No, I understand, and people have to admit what's happening. Well, Larry, I know you're going in for some serious procedures. We're going to pray for you, and folks that want to support you, what's the best place for them to do that?
Oh, dear God, please, it's Nichols Live at AOL.com on PayPal. Nichols Live at AOL.com on PayPal, because this is costing me a fortune. But Alex, I'm telling you, we've got people all over us here. This ain't safe. Plus my lungs filling up on top of every damn thing else. But buddy, please help me. Get your audience to help us save the country. This is not a joke. This is not being sensational. This is true.
Look at everything else that's happening.
For yourself.
Shutting down the power plant shuts America off. There's no power. It's too expensive. Nobody can build here. We are under military attack. It's a fact. And I really appreciate you, Larry. So be strong. We're going to pray for you, brother. And if you feel up to it, we'll talk Sunday, 4 to 6 p.m. with the Sunday show. If not, we're going to keep tracking on. Thank you, Larry.
I'll be here no matter what, buddy.
All right. God bless you, Larry. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye. We love you. Everything he's saying is true, and he has the sources as well. Believe me, he talks to, he was there in the middle of the Clintons. He talks to Supreme Court people, you name it, because I've talked to folks that know him that go, oh, no, he does talk to those people at that level. And he started getting into a bunch of other stuff that I just said, Larry, just put that out on your own. I don't want to know all that stuff. Because I said, what's the general news of what's going on? This is a serious time, folks. This is the takedown of America. This is world government out in the open. Our borders are wide open for anybody to come in and attack us, but the government tells us we have no rights to keep us safe. The government on average isn't bad people, but the people running the government, they are bad. So follow us here at Infowars.com. Follow us here on Facebook, Twitter, you name it. Take this video. Once we archive it, it's live right now. Get it out to everybody, folks. Because treason is here. The takedown is here. Look at everything our government does at the high level is to bring the country down. Anthony Gucciardi, you're hanging out over at Buckley's house with us. Come on over here and sit down. We're having a business meeting tonight and doing a bunch of other stuff. We work 7 days a week right now. We've been there for an hour and a half shooting these videos. Buckley's here. What do you think of all this?
It's really sad listening to Larry Nichols drive to the hospital, and it sounds like his lung is filling up, and just a lot of.
He got there when we were on the phone.
Yeah, really, really sad, and he had to call several times when you were on mentions earlier. It's just a very, very sad thing.
He was being put on the stretcher. That's why he was like, I called him right before we called him back, and he was being kind of scared of people coming up to you, but go ahead.
We were talking earlier, the last mentions about divide and conquer, which I think is a really, really important thing. And if you look at it, like the whole racism thing, sure, there's real racism, right? There's heinous racism. At the same time, a lot of people mostly aren't racist, right? It's when we believe the lie that we shouldn't stand together. And some of this stuff sounds cliche, right? But look at the way that manipulative, evil people are making all of us hate each other, all of us battle each other, all of us be distracted while sociopathic people, engineers, go in and just mess with the whole country, deepest corruption ever. And we're sitting here fighting with each other, like screaming at each other, worrying about political correctness was just a form of word and intellectual domination to make you unable to say certain things and unable to express yourself because of pseudo-intellectualism and weird academia that really isn't very intelligent. And we're too busy butting heads with each other like legs, like two legs on a human being, kicking each leg, like the foot kicking the other foot. Too busy battling to see a lot of the stuff that's going on. And, I'm not sure about all the huge things he just discussed, but I am sure about the massive corruption that
Hold on. Larry's calling back. Larry, I've got you on air. I'm still live on air. What's going on?
I was going to see this package headed to you.
Okay, well, I'll call you right. I'm going to end this and call you right back. Do you have my address?
Yes, tell me that. It's real time.
All right, be safe. Are you okay?
Yes, just paying attention to things.
All right, thanks. Thank you. See, that's when he doesn't know he's on air. He's in bad shape, man. And I never want to be in this position or know all this stuff, folks. But you're in this with us as well. This is all happening. Buckley, real quick, we're over here at your place hanging out. Give me your view on all this.
Wow, I'm pretty flabbergasted. I mean, we've known Larry for long time.
You were around 20 years ago, man.
20 years, yeah. It's really tragic that he's suffering so much, you know. I mean, I really feel empathetic for him, and I hope that everybody out there, regardless of what your, spiritual affiliations are, send him some good energy, some love, pray for him. Let's hope that he can pull out of this. I mean, it's interesting. He's sort of lived the dichotomy of, the fruit of the knowledge of good and evil, and been on one side of the fence where he has been doing destructive things and has actually come back around and sort of repented for all of that and has been working for good and trying to make the world a better place. And I mean,
he literally has a tracheotomy he covers up when he goes on air. I can see somebody when you can tell they're on death's door. I'm proud of humanity that people are fighting that hard to do the right thing.
I agree. And right now, I mean, every single person out there feels this.
Larry admits, he says he's fighting for his soul right now. He wants to be a good person.
I mean, once you get up to wherever you're going, you got to count for your life. You know, there's got to be a balance. You see, you always have the old analogy of the weights, and a balance and measuring that. And hopefully, when we all get to the end up there, we more good than bad. But one thing that I wanted to say is that right now it is so evident that there is this massive potential in the air. Right now, it's like a big dam full of water that's been filling up for decades, really, and something is going to happen. You look at what happened in Chicago. It reminds me of
banning free speech. That's what the Nazis did in Germany.
Was it
the brown shirts went around and stopped free speech?
Was it 1967?
They're the heroes of the leftist media.
Was it 1967, the convention in Chicago when all that violence erupted, etc.? It's strange. It's almost like history is cyclically like coming back, and this
history doesn't repeat, but it rhymes.
The whole fact that that they had the Black Lives Matter people, come out in force at this Trump rally and try to disrupt it. I mean, it's so weird. It's like almost like what the brown shirts used to do.
That's what I was saying.
They used to come in and disrupt.
But it's okay because they were white, so they were bad.
Well, exactly, and that also ties back into what you were saying before about the game. This is the game. We're living inside the game. They're doing their damnedest to use all this psychological programming that comes down from every aspect of media to try to divide us. And let me say, this is the last thing I will say. But today I was reading an article, and it was the Huffington Post, and it was about the Chicago melee that's going on right now. And it sort of had this whole detail and all these tweets, and it talked about some
instances. You showed me, and it's like the bottom it goes, editor's note, he's a xenophobic, racist piece of filth, trash, garbage. It's so fascist.
Exactly.
Like, how dare you say we should even have a border?
So at the very bottom... At the very bottom of this article, it said editor's note. It said editor's note. And it said, Donald Trump is known to be a xenophobic, racist, misogynistic liar, and something else. And it had all these like little links into it.
And he rapes his wife, and he eats burgers.
But here's my point, is what's happening now is these people don't even realize that we know the rest of it, that we don't buy that lie that we've seen. We're not taking that one soundbite where he goes, don't let those Muslims in. What he was really saying was, hey man, with all this stuff going on, we have no way to vet these people in. At this point, we need to stop it.
He's denied the Klan like 50 times, and they keep going, why won't you deny it? The same press conference, why won't you deny it? I deny it. Why won't you deny it? I deny it. The third guy, he goes, I just denied it 3 times the last 2 minutes. Why do you do that?
Exactly.
Because it's meant for sound bites to only show him saying, why won't you deny? The facade is dropping. Anthony, closing comment.
I got to tell you, we think about all this. When you're like kids, for example, kids don't hate each other. Kids all want to get along. They don't even think about the color of skin or whatever. But it reminds me of the school programs I see where it's these kids, and it's like, remember, they're like 5 years old. Remember, you will treat other races the same. Other races are good. You're not racist, are you? And the kids are like, what? I didn't even realize
It's
this
like,
kid
be
has
nice to
different skin.
trannies. 5-year-olds aren't thinking about that. It's to introduce it. Or don't use cocaine and heroin. It makes you feel really good. Here's where you buy it. Here's the type of guys you buy it from. They're selling it to you. It's marketing.
But see, it's almost like labels are some weird sticky tar thing, and they could just use them and fling them as they want. Like if I said, Buckley, you're a racist, and he's like, well, no, I'm not. Yeah, you're a racist. It's easy to throw labels at things to discount them and invalidate someone's entire existence, right? It's easy to use labels to use the word domination of political correctness. If you call someone a bigot, if you call someone a misogynist, if you call someone a racist, that has word power from the establishment system that has put back.
And so they have no real intellectual power. It's a magic word to use by intellectual idiots who aren't intellectuals. All right, we're signing off. That's it for these Facebook mentions. Infowars.com, prisonplanet.com, infowars.com/show. Pray for Larry. Larry Nichols, the big Clinton insider and whistleblower. For folks that don't know who he is, just look it up for yourselves. People are asking who he is. If you don't know, just look it up, okay? I have callers going, you say Chuck Yeager is going to come on as a listener? Who's that? If you don't know who Chuck Yeager is, look it up, okay? That's kind of my go-to example. But Infowars.com/show. And let these guys get home to their families. I'm going to get home to my family and leave Buckley here. Infowars.com/show. Great job. And we're Splitsville. So follow more of what we're doing and just, there are no atheists in foxholes. Pray for peace is all I can say.